with Momma Rowe. This is a video series to demonstrate basic cooking skills for the beginner to intermediate home cook. Today we are making Rice Krispie treats. We need a 13 by 9 inch pan, a large stock pot or saucepan to cook in, to melt our butter and our marshmallows. We need Kellogg's Rice Krispie treats. I say name brand because I actually enjoy the name brand a lot better than the store brand. Same thing with the Kraft Jet Puffed Marshmallows. You need 3 tablespoons of butter and a little more to put in your pan. And you need a spatula, either wooden or plastic. So on our butter, you have little tablespoon dashes. So you're going to cut off 3 tablespoons and put them into your saucepan or stock pot, whichever you're using. And you're going to turn it on to low heat and let it melt. Meanwhile, in your 13 by 9, you're going to take about a tablespoon of butter and you're going to rub it into your 13 by 9, or you can spray it with cooking spray. So we've buttered our pan all the way up to the side and the bottom to make sure that it doesn't stick when we put the Rice Krispies back in here. We've melted all of our butter in the bottom of the pan, so it's all melted. That's the best step that you can do for yourself. Now we're going to take our 12-ounce bag of marshmallows that we've cut open, if I can find the cut. And I like to use the big ones just because, and like I said, I like to use the Kraft brand. So we're going to put our marshmallows into the pot, and we're going to stir them until they melt. You don't have to stir consistently, but it kind of does help. These are messy marshmallows today. So we're going to put all of our marshmallows into the pot. So we're just mixing the marshmallows. You don't want to walk away from them because if you do, you'll forget about them and they'll burn. So we're just mixing them in with the butter, and as you can see, they're starting to get gooey. So we have to let them melt all the way down before we can add our Rice Krispie treats into them. We also want to make I also want to make a note that I use unsalted butter in the pan that we're going to put the Rice Krispie treats into, and in the pot as well. So we haven't left the pot, but as you can see, our marshmallows have melted. There's still a couple puffs in there, but we're waiting for them to melt. And this is my favorite part of Rice Krispie treats because it's all gooey. It smells so sweet. It's pretty to look at. I know I'm weird, but this is my favorite part of it. So we're going to continue stirring this until all of the clumps are gone. You can kind of try and break them up with your spoon a little bit. And then we're going to add 6 cups of Rice Krispies. So I only have a 4-cup measuring cup. So I've measured 2 cups here, and I have a bowl with 4 more cups of Rice Krispies in it. So once all the clumps are broken up, we're going to add the Rice Krispies into this and then turn the heat off and continue to stir. So all of our clumps are gone, or all of our lumps are, and we're going to add our Rice Krispies in, turn off the heat, and continue stirring. So that was 2 cups, and now here's our 4 cups. And it's going to get a little rough, and it's okay if you break them, but you're just going to continue to stir until everything is covered in marshmallow. Okay, so we've incorporated all of the marshmallows, and we're going to empty this bowl, pour it all into our buttered pan, like so. And then what I'm going to do is wet my hands and press down on this mixture. It's going to be a little hot, so be careful if you decide to do that. You can either butter your hands or use wax paper as well. So it's a little warm because obviously it just came off the stove. So I'm trying to get all of the Krispy treats off of my spoon. My hands are wet. I just ran them under water, shook them to get the drippage off. And now I'm going to take them and just press down. Now again, be careful because this is warm. I don't want you to burn yourself. You shouldn't be pressing so hard that it's going to burn you, but then you should be pressing enough that it moves the Krispy treats to where you want them, into a nice even layer in the pan. Make sure you get all the way into the corners. You can use your knuckles if you need to as well. You can turn the pan if you need to, but we're just going to press them down like so. So after we press them down, we're gonna let them cool. So all we do is wait. Okay, so we have our Rice Krispie treats that are still cooling a little bit, but while they're cooling, we're gonna explain to you what we can do with them. You can melt milk chocolate or white chocolate, so you can dip the end pieces in. You can sprinkle on some more marshmallows, some miniature chocolate chips, or some sprinkles, or if you have M&Ms, you can sprinkle those on as well. So when these are cool, you can cut them up and dip them in the melted chocolate. If you'd like to now, you can drizzle some chocolate on them, or you can put the M&Ms or the chocolate chips or the marshmallows on them as they are right now. If you want to dip them in something, that's when you wait till they're cool so you can cut them. Otherwise, chop them as it is. So I'm just running my knife around the outside of our pan because I like to turn my Rice Krispie treats out of the pan to cut them. So I have my work surface here, a cutting board. You can have a different cutting board if you have something different, whatever you like. And I just like to turn them out. That's why we butter the bottom of it. Like so. Perfect. Look at all that marshmallow. Ooh, look at all that marshmallow. So you're probably going to let it cool just a little longer, but it still works. And it's all ooey gooey. Huh. Okay. So, I'm horrible at cutting these things, which is okay. So you kind of just want to cut them just however. You can like do it this way first, or you can do it this way first. I like to have a big knife so I can just kind of just go through it. And you can cut them however big you want, however small you want, in squares, in rectangles. You can even get a cookie cutter out and just cut them. So I'm just going to show you real quick how I like to do it. And we cut down the side here. And then we turn this like this. And just cut it in chunks, squares, pieces, whatever you want to call it. Now this would be the time that you would take your melted chocolate and dip your end pieces. So you would take one end and dip it into the chocolate and then put your sprinkles or whatever on it like that. So that's our Rice Krispie treats. Thank you for joining us today in cooking school with myself, Momma Rowe. We made Rice Krispie treats today, which you can serve plain, or you can dip in chocolate. You can serve with sprinkles or chocolate chips on top, or even top them with more marshmallows. We thank you for joining us, and we hope that you enjoy your food and are able to share your love with others. Have a great day.